Okay, well, we have a SMB3 PointsPalooza 2025 matchup here today between Stewie Cartman and Katti. So we are in the group stages of the PointsPalooza. Um, these guys are going to be going. Top two people from each group will progress, so every match counts. I am going to let the racers know we can start, and we will be rolling in just a second. All right, I have dropped the flag. The timer should be going. It'll take just a moment to sync up here with the runners. Hopefully we should see them starting in just a moment. But as we go through, I'll be trying to give you guys a rundown of the points as they come in. Give you a heads up on what the runners are trying to do and what the points entail. It's been pretty exciting. You know, I commentated a match yesterday. It was pretty fun to watch. We've got some different approaches on how players approach the points, and hopefully we'll see a good match here today. All right, the timers are headed down. Looks like we are starting right about now. We got them coming into World 1. World 1 presents itself with a couple of points. The first point is going to be in 1-2. We're going to see 1-2 early piece. Now, 1-2 early P speed is a pretty common strat just for standard runs, but it is worth a point here. So these runners are going to be trying to build the P speed on top of the big T pipe here. Looks like neither runner was able to get the early P speed, so the match remains even. You know, you can get a bad subpixel value there, making that strat impossible. So small amount of RNG, but you know, players didn't get it. Um, Next level here is going to be a little different than what you might normally see. Normally, you'd see people flying up to get the warp whistle at the end. Ooh, both players opting for the flower here because they're going to be attempting a corner clip, a wall clip, into the boom boom room. Now, they get 3 tries. It looks like Katti got it right away. Stewie trying to build P speed. It looks like that's first try for Stewie as well. Both players just nailing that clip into the boom boom room. Fire kills nice and quick. And having the fire lets you do the typical kind of damage boost here in 1-5. Although, we've got Katti holding on to the flower. It looks like they're both holding on to the flower and they're just going to keep it. Ooh, MFP tunnel by Katti. Unbelievable. Nicely done. And holding on to that fire flower still. So, you know, that does make some sense. It's going to save them a little time. Rather than grabbing the fire flower at some other point, they will just have it going into the airship. You know, might save them a second or a half a second here. Yeah, MFP tunnel, definitely a point in previous points tournaments. We see Stewie and Katti grabbing this shell. They're going to try to kill the last turtle in the level with the shell. Stewie releases a bit early, does not get the turtle. You got to hold on to that turtle pretty long. And Katti does hold on to it long enough to kill that turtle. That's worth a point. It's tricky. The timer on the turtle wake up is pretty strict for that trick. So You know, Stewie just let go of it a little bit early. The turtle spawned in high, and it went under him. So both players, you know, coming into the airship here with pretty smooth runs, though we do see Katti with a 1-point lead due to the shell-to-shell there. So players are going to be coming in. They've both held on to flower. And I'm not sure what that means for the boss pattern here. I think you can do a pretty standard boss pattern if you've held on to the flower and just come directly from 1-6. So we'll see what they do. I think it's going to be a pretty standard looking fire kill, though, if I'm not mistaken. And both of these players, veteran runners of the game, you should expect, you know, solid gameplay from these guys. And they should know the boss patterns. You gotta figure they prepared. It looks like a little delay on Katti's side, maybe, to set up some kind of fire kill, but he's having to stomp here. Stu going right in the pipe and just getting that standard fire kill. So it looked like... I'm not sure. I think Katti may have misjudged things by doing a delay there. But both players in the exit animation now headed to World 2. First point in World 2 is going to be in 2-1, where the players need to clip into the purple pipe structure. It's a very similar clip to those in 7-9, if you're familiar, and not entirely dissimilar from the clip they just did in Fort 1. The height of the area they're jumping in is a little different, so it makes the jump different. But I have found that this seems to be a pretty generous clip. If you line it up decently, you have a good chance of getting the clip. Both coming in with P speed here. Katti gets it first try. Stewie gets it first try. These guys are clipping maniacs. That's first try on both clips for them so far. Not trivial. Not trivial to be getting it first try here. You love to see the high level clipping. And they both just moving on cleanly here. We've got pretty close to synced up at this point. They're going to be trying to slide backwards here. It looks like Stewie foregoing the backward slide and Katti also kind of messing it up. If they had maintained momentum backwards there, that would have been a point, but neither player got it. And on we go. So... that is a difficult point, perhaps one of the more difficult points in the run. So not surprising, you are going to see people missing that one. And then the rest of the world here for a little bit. Ooh, and some nice early P speeds by our runners here. Rest of World 2 is going to be pretty similar for the time being until we get to the airship. So you're going to see these guys... playing World 2 mostly how you would normally see a Warpless runner play it. You know, an early hammer would also be good in this particular format. We shall see. Stu has a bit of a knack for getting early hammers in a race format. Is he gonna go for the one death? I believe Stu had a chance at a one death early hammer there, but he is not going to go for it. I could be wrong. Anybody in chat get a good look at that hammer, brother? You know, the one death could have been good, but points are king, and while winning the race does give you 2 points, not dying also gives you a point. So the one death early hammer, not as valuable as you might expect. But I believe Stu just had a one death early hammer opportunity. Amazing, amazing. The kid cannot be stopped when it comes to early hammers in races. And now what is somewhat considered the easiest speedrun stage in the game, 2 Saiyans. All you have to do is jump a few times and you're out. And the runners both going the 2-5 route here, chasing down that hammer. They are going to want to fight the hammer brother that has a hammer to break a block on the map. You're going to see them following that and just trying to collect that item to skip some levels later. we just have a couple of seconds of separation here, but the players really neck and neck in terms of time, and you know, pretty close in terms of points as well. Pyramid doesn't contain any points, so you're just going to see these players trying to get through here as quickly as possible, shooting the Piranha Plant to delag a little bit, and try not to get hung up on any of these bricks or take damage from any beetles here. 283 exit for both players in the pipe. That's a very solid time. Players looking good. Players playing well. Looks like they're feeling all right. No sign of nerves at this point. These guys are just playing clean. Oh, and what do we have here? We have Stu opting to go out of his way to get the music box. We'll have to see how he uses that in his routing later. There are some chances where he could stop some bad RNG in World 3, and also, you know, use it to mitigate RNG in Worlds 4 and 5 and kind of even out the horrible, horrible Hammer Brother jank that he is just as likely to get as not. It does help you even out your time a little bit. So we'll see what he does with it. I'm not sure what his route's going to be, but he's got that extra music box, so we'll see where he uses it. Oh, we see Katti getting the green block. Doesn't care about the damage. It's got the flower right there, and he's got the green block point. If Stewie also turns the block green, that is a point for both runners. A difficult visual glitch because depending on your setup, that block is basically off screen when you are trying to jump into it. So yeah, we've got the runners playing at a high level here, racking up the points. See how these fire kills go. Ooh, Katti a little bit out of control in the firefight. Stomps, and he's out of there. He's out of there. And Stu with a clean fire kill, able to make up just a little bit of time there. No, you're gonna see though that Katti maybe is not as worried about taking damage as you might think, because in World 3 the first point is grabbing the fire flower in 3-3 while maintaining P-speed. So Stu's gonna have to take damage anyway in order to get that point. So coming into World 3 damaged is not as big of a deal as it is in a normal run. You know, he's not going to stop and get a fire flower before 3-3, I would guess. That'd just be a waste of time. He's just got to get one for the point. And it's kind of a fun-looking strat. Hopefully we see both runners get it. For now, they're just going to kind of proceed between the first and second level as normal for a speed run. You know, 3-1, one of the easier levels in the run, so they're getting out of there cleanly. And then 3-2, well known for fish jank. We will see how the fish treat them. Katti going for 3-2 early P-speed. He gets the P-speed. He's getting the jumps. Looking good so far. You love to see it. Ooh, taking it. Yeah. And a pipe glitch. Oh my gosh. Stu going for some extra fire flowers here. Interesting. Stu's setting himself up with some different items than you might expect. And we've got Katti coming in here to get a frog suit. Now, if I had to predict, this frog suit is going to be for 4-4. There's a point in 4-4 where you need to get in the exit pipe quickly. I am going to guess that that is what Katti is getting the frog suit for, the 4-4 quick pipe exit. And Katti gets the flower, has the P-speed. If you keep that P-speed for a single jump, you get the point. But he's getting out of the level clean anyway. Stu coming in. He's got the P-speed. He's got the point. He's moving on as well. Little bonk there. Doesn't matter for the points. All he had to do was keep that P-speed for a single jump after the flower, and he's good to go. So we see the players diverging pretty radically in terms of their routing. Item-wise, Stu has got a music box and some fire flowers. Door 3 worth a point. No point for door 3 for Katti. See if Stu can get the door 3 timing. It is a 1-frame input. He also does not get it. It is a tricky one. It's 50 frames after you enter the door. You've got to hit up on the first frame you have control of Mario. A difficult trick, and not too surprising that people don't hit it 100% of the time. You know, some people have pretty high percentages, but that is a difficult trick. So, runners just kind of moving along now. It looks like Stu playing it safe with his bro fight there, just getting him off the map, which I think is wise. These bros can really jank you around. And, you know, you don't want to get janked around in a race-type format. So, they are moving along. And without door 3... The next available point in World 3 is on the airship as well. We've got some airship points in this tournament. And they will be proceeding. Neither of them got the dreaded runaway bro in World 3. So they will be moving smoothly to the end of World 3 and hopefully just getting out of these levels clean. I suppose there is a chance to get an upper decker in this level here. You want to clip into the top half of the pipe and get a glitched pipe entry. Katti does seem to go for the upper decker. Ooh, he gets the 1-frame jump as well out of the pipe. But there's about half a dozen chances to get upper deckers in this run. And if you get one at any point in the run, it is worth a point. I think this level is particularly difficult because the ground is moving. Ooh, and we've got Katti going up and over here. Looking for an H jump, and he nails it. No problem whatsoever. Ooh, Stewie getting his P-speed. A little bit of trouble at the beginning here, but he's recovered. And a clean H jump from Stu as well. So, little hiccup there, but not the biggest of deals. Very much a small size deal. Yeah, you can go over that 3-9 pipe. That is not a strat you see all the time, but it can be done. Ooh, and I haven't been keeping track, but no throne room jump from Katti. You have to get 5 throne room jumps over the course to earn a point. Stu also with no throne room jump there. It's hard for me to see. I've not been keeping good track of their throne jumps. But if you get 5, you get 1 point. If you get 7 throne jumps, all of them, you get 2 points. Ooh, now we've got... You saw what Katti was doing there. He's trying to get 4 1-ups. Let's see how Stu approaches it. You have to jump on all of these enemies. Oh, he, I think, was expecting that bullet bill to come out of the launcher a little faster. It's a very cool strat when you see it. But you can accumulate 4 1-ups from bouncing off of those rocky wrenches and the bullets in a very particular way. It is challenging. It would have been worth 2 points. So, unfortunate neither runner got it, but that is the way the cookie crumbles. And Stu took damage as well. Got a safety leaf here. Wendy fight can be a little bit risky. I think that leaf is probably a good idea just for safety. Jumping on Wendy can be risky. Katti makes up a little time there, gains a little extra time with a clean kill. Let's see how Stu approaches this fire kill. Yeah. Taking it cautious, but that ring, you know, it's bouncing around. It's a lot of stuff going on in there when you don't have Fire Flower. So, both runners getting out of World 3, still a relatively close race. And relatively close in points as well. Coming into World 4, first level's pretty standard, though there is a chance for an upper decker on the pipe at the end of that level. Second level, they're looking for a first frame jump out of the air in 4-2. So we will see how that goes. Upper decker here, you really need to get P-speed to have a chance at doing it. So Katti gets the P-speed. Let's see if he goes for the upper decker. He is jumping. You know, I think he tried for the upper decker, but did not hit it. First 3 levels of this world are upper decker opportunities, so you're hopefully going to be seeing players go for those upper deckers. Stu taking the low route to maintain P-speed, and no upper decker for Stu. All right. I do not believe we saw a first frame jump from Katti there. But again, without P-speed, this upper decker just, I don't know if you can even do it. So, unfortunate there to not keep the P-speed in 4-2. Stu also not with the first frame jump in 4-2. Let's see how he does on the P-speed and a potential upper decker chance. He holds out, but that little, having Big Mario affects the cycle of the up and down there, makes the upper decker much more difficult. I don't know if you can even hit it from that cloud. But our runner's headed into 4-3, pretty close. Ooh, very smart upper decker retry. Katti turned around, tried to hit that pipe with P-speed, trying to get the upper decker, but he clipped into the top pixel somehow, it looked like. Stu getting through the level cleanly. Pretty good level from Stu. No damage for Katti there. Looks like they're both getting out of 4-3 pretty smoothly. And Stewie getting the cloud here. Now, he's got that extra music box, so World 4 might be a place to use it. And here you see Katti using the frog suit, giving himself a very easy opportunity at getting, what do you need? A 282 in the pipe in order to get the point. The frog makes it somewhat trivial. Stu getting there with a 283, looking good, Stu. That was a great swim from Stu there. And yeah, 288 with the frog suit. But that 283 is not free, folks. That's an incredibly good swim from Stu there. He obviously locking in that strat. Katti having to do some alternate strats here due to the frog suit. Stu having to do the same strat because he's been without fire suit for a while now. But both runners getting through this level. In the fort here, you get a point for stomping on all the dry bones. Since neither player has a fire flower, they're going to be taking it pretty slow, making getting all the dry bones pretty trivial. I think there are some hot P-speed strats coming in from runners, but these guys not having the opportunity. If I am not mistaken, Stewie Cartman also getting boxless here in World 4, potentially. And what does that mean in his music box situation? That means he's overloaded with music boxes. He gets boxless. He still has Dom box. That gives him an opportunity here to skip a lot of Hammer Brothers in World 5. I am not sure what he's going to do. It gives him the opportunity to skip every single Hammer Brother in World 5 if he so chooses. Unsure if he's going to want to get a P-Wing or not, though the P-Wing makes the route easier. But he has an interesting opportunity here. We'll see how he approaches it. He could also try to get a P-Wing and, you know, maybe then skip the remaining two bros. We will have to see how it goes. But we've got a long airship here. Yeah, Angelic Jade asking the crowd, anybody got a dad joke for the group while we're sitting here for the next couple of minutes? Ooh, a little airwalk from Katti there. And a half a white block from Stu. Getting some nice glitches in the airship here for everybody's entertainment. You love to see it. Hired a handyman the other day and gave him a to-do list. He only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs. Ooh. Oh, they plan it? Plan it? Ooh, and Katti getting janked up by Iggy. One of the jankiest hitboxes of all the boss fights. You hate to see it, but that's the way it goes with Iggy sometimes. We also are now entering World 5, where there are a handful of points to be had. First 3 levels are going to be pretty standard, and then we're going to see the players trying to glitch clip into the side of the pipe, kind of like you saw Katti do in 3-2, but they're going to be doing that on the 2nd floor of the Twisty Castle. Also, keep in mind, Stewie is in a unique situation with an extra music box and having gotten boxless. Oh, we also see Katti going for a music box route out of 5-1. He's going to be looking to put some bros to sleep, if I am not mistaken. He gets a pretty clean fly there, and away he goes. So we'll see. We've got maybe the routes converging slightly in terms of music box usage here. 5-2, not once you get this first jump off this note block, not too difficult of a level. Once you've nailed that, the level is a little bit safe. You just don't want to fall down in that first part. We got the P-Speed strat coming in here from Katti. Looking pretty good, and he's out. All right, coming into the fort. Stu's got fire. Katti does not have fire. That is going to allow Stu to gain even more time as this world progresses, because due to the format of this particular race, Katti not going to be able to easily get flour again until the airship. Now we've got Stu, it looks like fighting the P-Wing bro with that extra... Oh, no, that's the star. I am not sure what Stu is going for here. It looks like he wants the P-Wing, that he's taking the P-Wing no matter what. I was not sure with that initial Dom box grab, but he does want a P-Wing. He does not want to wall jump anything. Oh, Katti coming into the level small. Makes the clip easier on the pipe. We will see how he does it. He's got the P-Speed. Ooh, he gets 3 chances to try to make this clip. Ooh, Stu just nails it. He moves ahead. Katti gonna take his last chance carefully, get P-Speed. He's got to bail out. He's got to just move on. You only get the 3 chances. You could try that all day. But Stu pulling ahead points-wise, maybe, and with the power-up situation in that first try clip, you know, doing very well on his time here. Our next point will be in 5-5. Early P-Speed in 5-5 is a strat you've seen a lot of players do in runs over the years. I feel like Stu, you know, probably goes for this in his runs all the time, so we'll see. Difficult strat to get 100% of the time, but we will see how he goes with the early P-Speed here. Doing the old school early P-Speed strat, dropping behind the block, but he does not build the P-Speed. Katti taking a star. Ooh, I like it. Gets the P-Speed as Small Mario, powers back up. That's a heads-up play from Katti right there. I like to see it. Special star in 5-7. Equip a star. And get to the... You'll see there is a block around where you see the Lakitu. I am not sure. I do not believe what Stewie has done there counts as the point. I'm a little confused. Oh, you know what? I actually am not even aware of what the tiebreaker is. There we have Katti doing what I was expecting for the point. Let me switch to Stu's audio. He's been in the lead. I should have switched to that earlier. So I don't believe... I'm going to have to confer with Gungeon Lover, but I think Stewie's star point there does not count because he got other stars on the way. So I will pull up the rules and confirm that. Yeah, True Hyper, you think that whoever finishes the race first, that's also the tiebreaker? So in addition to being worth 2 points, it is also the tiebreaker. That does make some sense. Yeah, and World 5 is the last area in which you have a chance to go for an upper decker in a standard route. So the only you can get, there's a couple spots you could get an upper decker in World 7, but they are levels people are not going to typically play given the standard Warpless route. So it looks like we're out of upper decker chances. The next point here is a fire kill on Roy. If you know your manips, this is not a difficult fire kill to get. I think both of these players are going to be manipping, in all likelihood, manipping correctly. I think this is a point you're going to see both of them get, but you know, the way you get weird items and stuff, your menuing time affects the pattern. It is possible that the manip is not going to be as straightforward as it typically is, given the strangeness of the route here and how it goes. So we'll see some kind of delay from Stu. He goes one rope, and his kill is clean. He knew what he was doing. And we will see what Katti does here, what kind of delay we get. Going for a rope and a half. Looks pretty good. The manip is clean. I'm going to just let Stewie know, if I can, that point did not count, unfortunately. Alright, and coming into the fort here, we're going to hopefully see some glitched Boom Boom kills. This is a kind of a fun one. But you manip the Boom Boom to fly into the floor, and then you stomp him, and he just kind of falls into the abyss. And it's normally you'd see players getting a star here, but you're going to see him going into the room and then manipulating the Boom Boom's position a little bit to get him to bonk his head. Oh! Stu not going for the glitched Boom Boom kill. Interesting, interesting. Maybe he just forgot, but maybe he didn't like what he saw in terms of the setup, but he is moving along. We'll see if Katti goes for it. Yep, he lines him up, bonks on the block, and there he goes. The Boom Boom drops to his doom. What an interesting kill. What an interesting kill. But we've got the players coming into 6-4. Stu still chock a block with music boxes, but getting a marathon here. What horrible, horrible RNG for our boy Stu. And it continues. Oh my God. This is a marathon and a half right here. That was a bunch of horse manure. Unbelievable. Unfortunate luck for Stu. That, and we get a marathon on Katti's side. The marathons won't stop. I was going to say that let Katti catch up a little bit, but it didn't let him catch up as much as you'd think. Stu needed a 389 in the pipe there to gain a point. He's a little slow with the 388. Let's see if Katti gets the 389. He does. That is a point for Katti on that level. You got to be quick to get that 389. Wow. A lot of wild stuff happening here in World 6 for our players. Stu does get to skip the extra Hammer Brother. You love to see it. Gonna finish the run with quite a few music boxes, I believe. And Katti not able to skip the unwanted Hammer Brother. Having to take the fight here. And, you know, it is what it is. Coming into the Ice Palace, Stu had a little bit of a trouble building piece speed. Katti getting through the level pretty clean, it looks like. Just a couple more jumps to get through. 6-8, you need a 293 on the timer when you beat the level to get the point. Stu's struggling with his piece speed build. He is not going to be able to make it. You know, little bit of difficulty there. We will see. It looks like Katti going with the safety star just to make sure he can get that piece speed, get those jumps, no problem. This is looking pretty good from Katti for this particular point, and he does get the 293 to net the point. All right, there is a one-frame jump opportunity for a point in the third fort of World 6. As Stu goes through the door here, he is going to be trying to hit the jump button in order to get that framer. He does not get the one-framer. It is difficult. It's the same timing as door 3 in World 3, which is difficult timing. It is a difficult timing to get. We will see Katti coming up to the door as well. Can he get the one-frame jump? He does not get the one-frame jump. All right, our friends here on the airship, no points until the 7-1 clip. All right, so we've got Stu coming out of the World 5 airship. World 6 airship. Are we gonna see Okay, he did take damage. I was not sure. We've got to get the 7-1 clip in 3 attempts or less. So we are going to see how this goes. If they have manipped well, if they've got the clips lined up. Stu coming in. Ooh, going for a duck clip. 2. See this third one? Ooh, third tries the charm. He does get the point. You love to see it. And away we go. Now let's see if Katti can get this clip in 3 tries or less. And double rub first try every time. 7-2's also going to see a clip, an unusual clip. They're going to go into an underground area here after the Pit of Shame and attempt to clip into the end of the level here. You know, similar to some of the other corner clips we've seen. And Stu just absolutely demolishes the clip. No trouble whatsoever. We've got Katti struggling with the P-speed strat a little bit here, but finding a backup, and looks like he's got the P-speed he needs to clear the gap. Can he get the clip when it comes to it? That's one attempt. Let's see if we can get second try. Katti getting the point on that second try for the clip. So, players moving on here, getting bottom clip. The next point in World 7 is going to be, it's a little bit of a two-parter. You've got to get the hammer suit in 7-8. You've got to keep the hammer suit and kill the boom boom in the next fort with hammers. Now, if you're a hammer suit player, this point is right up your alley. If you're not a hammer suit player, you've really got to go out of your way to learn a couple of things. I believe Stu I don't know if Katti is a hammer suit player. I believe Stu is. Does anyone in chat know? Does Katti play hammer suit endgame? That would be an interesting tidbit to know before we enter this next point. But in the meantime, the players are going through a couple of easy levels, using a cloud, using a couple P-wings, making it happen. Just kind of going through these levels. They're relatively free. Just 3 levels in a row where you don't have to do too much work. Both players have the P-wings they need to get through the levels cleanly. Yeah, that middle island really is just, you know, it's no problem. So we'll see Stu here picking up the hammer suit. And we will see Katti likely doing the same. Pretty standard method here of damage boosting. Okay, a little hiccup there, but the main thing is not necessarily the P-speed. It's getting the hammer suit and keeping the hammer suit. So I have full confidence that Stu knows what to do, even without P-speed here. Yeah, playing it safe, playing it smart. Getting through the level with a hammer suit, which is key for this next point. And Katti going through, similar strat. Goes down into the secret zone. And he's got... Oop, lost P-speed. That's alright, though. We also have Stu going for a random backup item. And he does get it. He does get a hammer suit there. He has to keep this hammer suit in order to get the point, though. So, he's going 7-9. He's going clips. This could give, you know, depending on how many attempts the clips take, this could give Katti a chance to catch up pretty substantially here. Stu, I am not sure what he's going to use his cloud for in this route. If he's not using it here, because there's a point in the fort in World 8. So that'd be where you'd normally take your cloud out and use it. So he's not going to want to skip 8 fort. Maybe he's just going to skip 8 too. That's entirely possible that he just wants to skip 8 too. I guess the other thing is if you die in this fort here, then you have at least skipped. You've already played 7-9, so you don't have to backtrack as far. That is the risk. And then you see Stu playing the hammer suit strats pretty successfully here. Looking good. Now he's just got to, he plays this level like this all the time. Ooh, with the Kobe. And what a shot. What a shot. And of course, as we know, Katti also made it through with the hammer suit, was able to kill the Boom Boom. And they are moving on to the airship here. They are moving along. Now, this lead that Katti has, though, is a little bit of an illusion because Stewie does have a cloud to skip a level in World 8. Because there are points in 8-1 and 8-Fort, I think we can anticipate him using the cloud to skip 8-2. That is my prediction. I could be wrong. Stu has been taking a very interesting item route the entire race. So I'm not entirely sure what his plan is. He's got an extra hammer suit for Bowser's Castle, just in case. So we'll just see how things go. Yeah, Jade, that really is the only place the cloud can be used. So, we do have, I believe both players are deathless now, unless I missed something. So they should both be getting a point for that. And there is going to be a 2-point swing for the winner of the race. Yeah, unless he wants to skip a point to try to secure the... that's interesting, because winning the race is a 2-point swing. Maybe he would be willing to skip a point that he is not confident in, or just skip a point in general to try to secure those 2 points. That would be a logical choice if you believe clouding the fort would make the difference. That really could be it. Oh, and we've got Sakali with a raid here. Welcome, Sakali. Welcome, Raiders. We are coming into World 8 of this bout here with, an interesting setup. Stu played 7-9, and he's got a cloud, so we are not sure exactly what he's going to be doing with the cloud in World 8. But he should be catching up some of that time at some point. Oh, and Stu adjusting his point score for the special star. So I think we have an accurate point situation here. We do have Katti with a 5-point lead. There are still some points to be had here. The Deathless point has not been tallied. There are 4 points in World 8 to get. And then there's the 2 points for the winner of the race. So we will have to see what these players do. Katti has a significant lead, but it is not mathematically over yet. There are enough points to swing this race the other way. And we will just have to see. We will just have to see. Ooh, Stu taking damage there. Interesting. He did pick up an additional hammer suit, so he will have a hammer suit for Bowser's Castle. Oh, I almost expected him to get the leaf there to attempt to do a Navy grab in the next level, but I don't know if maybe he doesn't do... Maybe he's not going to go for the Navy grab. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But we've got Katti on the Navy, foregoing the flower, of course. He's got Hammer Suit, which you know, he's going to want to try to keep until the end of the run here. The next point is, and this one, you know, the hands are never totally free, but you have to play at least 2 hands without dying to get a point here coming up. So we will see what the players do. They're going to enter, you know, I think ideally people want to skip hand 1 and then enter hand 2 and 3. Hand 1 is no fun, so probably not going to see them opting to go in. Oh, he did go for the Navy grab. Was not able to get it. He'll be playing without fire. This sets up an interesting quandary for Stu, because the 8-1 point, you need a 289 to get the point, a 289 in-game timer, and you need a projectile of some kind to make that time happen, because the points say that you cannot use a star for that. And he is gonna need to probably pick up Fire Flower, and hand 3 is his next best bet. Oh, we see Katti skipping hand 1, the ideal situation. He does have a hammer suit in his inventory, so we could see him go for that. I would expect him to go for Flower in hand 3, if that's an option for him. He probably doesn't want to play an extra hand if he can help it. But he's got some choices to make here. We'll just have to see what choices he goes with. Katti making it through hand 3 very smoothly there. Clean as a whistle, and away he goes. Stu coming up to the hands. See how the hands treat him. That's going to affect his choice making as well. Pulled in by the 99% hand. Stu going to have to maybe... he can probably just damage boost, I guess. He's going to get a leaf. But, no, he's not taking any risks. Now, ideally, I guess he skips hand 2 and he's able to go straight into hand 3. I do think he's going to want that Fire Flower power-up. Unfortunate, though. He's got 2 hand pulls in a row. Whereas we've got Katti just making it through the Air Force here. We'll see what Stu gets. He may be forced to play hand 3. He may choose to enter it. We will see what happens here. I'm curious. He does enter it. It looks like he wants that Fire Flower. Oh, Stu flirting with disaster. He gets the Fire Flower. He was headed straight for the lava there. If that Cheap hadn't bailed him out, we would have seen a death by Stu right there. My God. Yeah, every once in a while, the fish save you. I wouldn't give him too much credit, but in that case. Now, Katti hoping to get P-Speed here. Ooh, he is getting rid of the hammer suit. I think he's still hoping to get it. He does not get through 8-1 fast enough. That damage and that bonk took him out of it. So opening the door a little bit for Stu here in terms of gaining a point and gaining some time. Oh, we see Katti with the airwalk leaf strat. Oh my gosh, you don't see that too often. But he's just going to be taking damage, jumping up the hill, and away he goes. Some nice backups from Katti here. You know, unfortunate, obviously wasn't planning to lose hammer suit, but we will see how he handles this. Stu coming up to the levels. We'll see what he does. Katti, of course, playing the fort. Getting Fire Flower again. Last level in which you can acquire a Fire Flower. So Stu going to be going for the fast 8-1. Let's see if he can get the P-Speed. He's got the P-Speed. He also falls into that area. He is also not going to get the 8-1 P-Speed. Or it's not a P-Speed point. But the 8-1 point for finishing the level quickly is not available to him at this point. All right, Stu is going to Cloud 8-2. Ooh, a heads-up play going into the pipe just in case he dies in the fort. He will not have to go all the way back across 8-2. That sure looks like a rando strat to me. So, Stu does not get the P-switch jump. That is a one-frame jump off the P-switch that these guys are going for. But we do have Katti with a pretty sizable lead here. However, Stu has a hammer suit, so it will be faster for him in Bowser's Castle, though at this point, probably not enough time to actually make up the deficit that we're seeing on screen here. It is winding down here. The World 8 points are not treating our runners very well. But we'll see. We still have the stair clip in Bowser's Castle. We also have the Deathless point and the Winner's point to be had. Or the Winner's double point, as a matter of fact. So we'll see Katti trying for a clip here. He goes for the clip. He goes for the clip twice. Sadly, he lost the donut and is unable to try the clip a third time. If you lose the donut, you can only try it twice. Getting a little trouble with the one-up clip there, but away he goes. Let's see. He is got P-speed. He's moving through. Jumping, jumping, jumping. And he's going to make it to Bowser with fire. No problem. Fire kill on Bowser coming in. And Katti has downed Bowser. Stu putting on the hammer suit, coming into the last level. Let's see how he does with the clip here. Ooh, he lost the donut as well. And he does not get it. Losing that donut is a problem. GG's to Katti. We are just going to watch Stu finish up his race here. He's going for another clip just for fun. And we should see him melting Bowser here in a moment. Coming into the final room. Couple hammers, and that's all she wrote. Yep, and that's it for Bowser. All right, and we are joined here by Katti in the booth. Katti, GG's on the win 20 points, and, you know, a pretty decent time. How do you feel?
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself. A couple points that I was kind of surprising that I got them. And yeah, pretty good run, yeah.
Yeah, GG's. And Stewie Cartman coming into the booth as well. Stu, you know, GG's. You finished relatively well, but I mean, you did run into some difficulties earlier in the run. Losing hammer suit and things seemed to slow you down. I was wondering, Stu. Oh, you can hear us?
Well, I couldn't for a minute because my headphone settings got messed up on Discord.
Oh, all right.
I can now.
Well, GG's, I did have some questions. You had maybe the most unique item routing I have seen in these points tournaments so far. Can you walk us through a little bit of your item routing? I had some questions about that.
That was just on the fly. I was just completely winging it.
Okay, because yeah, you got Dom Box, then you also grabbed a couple of Fire Flowers, gambled on an extra hammer suit, which ended up being a good gamble, by the way. You did end up wanting that extra hammer suit.
Yeah. There was absolutely no planning in that at all. I just winged it.
Well, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I mean, some of it made sense.
I think the only thing I planned was the Dom box.
Okay, so you did plan the Dom box, and then I was just speculating, with the cloud usage and things. I assumed that was so if you died in the fort, you wouldn't go back past 7-9. Maybe that was the thought process there. Which, of course, is a disaster in a race, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you, Leslie, for counting how many that was, because that marathon was...
Oh, that was a big marathon. What's crazy is Katti also got a small marathon immediately after your marathon ended. It was not nearly as big. It was maybe 8 to 12, somewhere in that range. But that was...
6, right?
Yeah, it was a massive marathon for you, Stu. That was one of the biggest ones I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I was not happy.
That's crazy.
What was bugging me even more was some of the RNG I was getting this race. I got the one death early hammer set up, and obviously can't go for that.
Well, I saw that. I was wondering. The deathless point really prevents you from trying to go for that, even though you might want to do it.
I was tempted, but then I'm like, no, I can't go for that.
Yeah, I mean, the time is nice, but you might not win the race anyway, even if you do get the hammer. So you're gambling away 1 point in search of 2 points you might never see. It probably doesn't make sense to go for it in a points tournament.
No, if this was just a straight up fastest time, I would have gone for that.
Oh, sure, yeah. If the race was all that mattered, I think that gamble is pretty good.
I mean, I did that last year and it worked, and everyone called me a psycho for it.
Well, you have a knack. You have a knack for these early hammers coming to you in races. It's kind of amazing. That one obviously was not usable, not a viable strat in this format, but
No.
It was fun to see. Fun to see that it happened. I also was wondering about the points for you guys. Now, some of the points here are clearly easier than others. Is there a point in the tournament that you feel like has been the hardest to grapple with or the most difficult to learn? Katti, let's start with you. What do you think is the hardest point for you at this point?
I think the air jumps are kind of hard in the 4-2 and 6-3.
The throne jumps?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I got any of those. And if I did, I wasn't paying attention.
I got 4.
Oh, that's honestly, 4 is not bad. You're hitting above 50% throne jumps, but just still shy of getting the point. Yeah, that one is tough because of how consistent you have to be at it to get any points at all. To get 5 is really a tall order.
Yeah. Especially since some of them are right after a fort where you only have 1 frame to do it versus 2 on a normal level.
See, I just learned that from Teeks yesterday when I was doing comms with him. I didn't realize that the frame window was different in different situations.
The orb from the fort affects your starting frame for the next level.
Oh, fascinating. So it's the orb collection itself that is the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time why I fail the piece with jump, elevator air jump, etc. is just because I keep pressing too early.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good handful of frame perfect inputs to get points in this tournament. And I mean, I guess purely execution wise, the frame perfect stuff is going to be difficult. If you're getting a point or two out of those in the race, I feel like you're doing pretty well.
Also, I just want to say the 7 of 2 Kobe, I've never practiced that ever, and I don't know how I got that.
Oh, after you hit it, I assumed you do that in runs all the time. That was absolutely from downtown to the bottom of the net.
I've never done that before.
Well, you should start throwing that in runs, Stu. That looked pretty good.
I probably should. Also, I should have died in hand 3.
Oh my God! I
I
think
should have
I
died.
can speak for everyone in chat when we all pooped ourselves just a little bit there. That was nuts.
I cannot believe that Cheap bailed me out.
Yeah,
Katti,
this is not a.
when you watch this back, you'll see what I mean.
It is.
Like,
You do
I
not
should have
usually
died.
see. You do not usually see the cheaps treating you so generously in a warpless run. That is not how it
No.
usually goes.
No, like oh my god.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm sure
think-
someone. It looks like someone said that got clipped. That'll be going in the Discord, I think.
I'm
So everyone will get a
sure-
good look at that.
I'm pretty sure when that happened, I said a few words I cannot say on SpeedGaming.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I also hope someone clips that marathon. Go ahead and throw that in the Discord, folks. If anyone wants to
I'm
clip
sure
that,
someone did.
I feel like there should be, a little bonus something for longest marathon of the tournament. That's definitely a contender for sure. And what do you guys have coming up next in the tournament? Are you guys still have group stage matches to go? Is that correct?
I've still got to do all of mine. Yeah, today was my first one.
I do have a match against Sagali at Sunday.
Oh, that's right. I see that Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Katti versus Sakali. So that will be a good one. And yeah, Stu, you still got some to do. So we will. There's a lot of tournament left to be played. We've got matches coming up tomorrow. We've got a couple of matches, some evening matches, and then Friday and a couple on Sunday. Probably more getting scheduled in the interim. But for the next couple weeks, there's going to be a lot of matches coming out. So I hope everybody tunes in for those. They are pretty fun to watch, in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to watch this one back.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, there was definitely some interesting stuff went down in this one. If people missed it, this would be a good one to go back and check out just to see some of the jank, honestly. Well, before we close it up, do either of you have any last thoughts or things you'd like to say?
So where is that luck that I got from World 2 and World 4 in runs?
Oh my God,
a one death
boxless.
setup and boxless.
That's the dream. That's like a dream scenario. That's like about as good as it gets.
I actually did have one PB that got early hammer and boxless, and that was the dumbest thing ever. Running against that absolutely sucked.
Yeah, that has got to be one in many thousands odds in RNG wise. It cannot be less than that.
Yeah, I have no idea what it actually is, but yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to run against those splits anymore. That was a nightmare.
Well, and Katti, do you have any final thoughts before we sign off here?
Well, all I need to say is kyllä gaming and frågor lite kunnia.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for putting on a great show here. Thanks to everybody squeezing me in on comms at the last minute. I signed up for comms with about 45 minutes to go, so I was glad to be able to get in. SpeedGaming and their whole crew, thank you guys for hosting us and doing all the back end stuff for the setup and the restream. Been great. And of course, thanks to Gunge for setting it up and everybody participating. We got a lot of tournament left, so I'm pretty hyped on it. And, I think it's going to be good. But thanks everybody who's contributed to the event at this point. It's been great.
Great stuff indeed.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think with that, I'm going to sign it off. Thank you guys. And I'm, well, thanks, chat, for showing up, but we will catch you all later. Have a good one, folks.
Have a good one, everyone.